All righty. Well, welcome to the Saturday training call. My name is Todd. I'm broadcasting live from Southern California. For those of you that I have not previously met, I am here with quadruple ambassador Daryl and Maria Roberts. They are two of the very best to ever do it. I call him MJ. That stands for Michael Jordan for short. We're here every Saturday. So we have Coach D on today. So we'll get Coach D in here as well. But guys, this is one of the two pinnacle calls that we do every single week that you want to be tuning into, because again, every single week we have Daryl, we have other ambassadors on here, just sharing their nuggets, sharing their thoughts, their secrets, their scripts, their lines, the things that they do to become successful in our business. And today we're actually going to be covering some scripts. You know, what do I say to people? How do I approach people? I mean, how do I talk to people? What are some of those little one-liners and two-liners, those kinds of things that I can do to make myself successful? But let me digress for a moment. I want to bring in Mr. Daryl Roberts again, quadruple ambassador, right? Obviously, they have two different ambassadorships in the company. Of course, there are 3-star ambassadors in one position, and of course, took the other position to ambassador, and obviously, more great things are to come, right? So as they continue to grow. But obviously, guys, it's been an incredible time, an incredible period of growth for Travorium, period. And it's also a great day for our industry. Some of you may not know the name Jeff Olson, and you don't need to. He wrote the book called The Slight Edge, a fantastic book. He's somebody that I know, somebody that Daryl knows, but he actually was fighting on behalf of our entire industry against the FTC and won his case. And so, guys, it's a huge day to be in the direct selling industry for the entire network marketing landscape. Obviously, it was a landmark case, for our way of life and what we do. Again, just further proof and further validation that what we are doing is not only sound, correct, but good for people, continue to grow globally and those kind of things. But hey, without any further ado, welcome to all of you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, or on the replay. Quadruple ambassador, Mr. Daryl Roberts, take it away.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, Todd, somebody already said we're twins today. If you back up a little bit, we got the
yes. But we changed them. I went with the collar. I almost wore that exact shirt. And I thought, well, I'll put on the collar today, right?
Unbelievable. And it's just amazing. Todd was talking about what he wanted to chat about today, and I said, Todd, you're not going to believe this. Those were exactly the same things that we wanted to talk about as well. But hey, just want to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everybody out there. We're so excited to be here like we are every single week, Saturday, just sharing information, trying to pour some information into you that will enhance your growth. Not only in our company, but the entire industry, and it's just exciting times to be able to work with Todd. He's just amazing, and some of the other ambassadors that come on here just to share it, guys. And when I really look back, and Todd, it's been 35, almost 36 years now being full time in this industry, and sometimes you think about, well, what do I say? What do I need to say? And there's probably a lot of stuff I've forgotten over the years. And as I keep reading books and listening to audio, some of those things pick up. And you just mentioned Mr. Jeff Olson, but I remember, I don't know how many meetings that Maria and I have been to all over the country, even the world. I actually went to France with Jeff Olson and did presentation. We were there for a big launch, and I remember that. So this guy has been an unbelievable person, an icon in our industry. And then to hear the news that just actually came through is just truly, truly unbelievable. But Todd, we are blessed. And part of the blessing, part of the miracle is reserved for you. So again, God, I believe, has already done his part, and we just need to do ours. So I just can't wait for more people to get ranked up. Shout out to officially today to Coach Wright. He is officially a 3-star director. Today, he's actually in Arizona this morning, but he lives here in Las Vegas, and we work together a lot. And he's developing an amazing, unbelievable team. So if you guys know Mr. Coach White, or Chemo, Wright, or Chemo, as he is known on Facebook, guys, give him a shout out as well. But Todd, happy to be here with you as usual, buddy.
Yeah, boy, I did invite a special guest on today, Miss Stacy Wynn. We're going to try to get her on here in a moment. She's with 2-star director, but when you hear her commitment, her energy level, her work ethic, what she does, how she does it, you guys are going to just be inspired listening to her. Of course, she speaks 2 languages, English and Vietnamese. I mean, her team is just booming. She loves this industry, has a passion for this industry, loves the people, loves to do the presentations and work and do all those kind of things. And that was one of the things I did learn from Jeff. In fact, it's funny today, I didn't even know he'd won the case, right? I was just, I'm on the treadmill this morning as I do before every Saturday call, right? And I was listening to a couple of different podcasts. Yeah, that's not quite doing it for me. And for some reason, Jeff popped in my mind. And so I went to listen to some of my old stuff from Jeff, and I went to YouTube, right? And you're not going to believe this, Joe, because you and I were at the same conference when he gave this speech in Reunion Arena. Now, Gerald and I didn't even know each other then, right? But we were at the exact same conference in the exact same place, listen to the exact, that's Jeff Olson, listen to the exact same guy give that speech. I actually re-listened to that speech today. It was just funny because I was there. I mean, we're going back, 20, well, the speech was given 1994. We're going back, a long time ago, right? I mean, 29 years ago that speech was given. So it was incredible to listen to, right? But one of the things he talked about was, falling in love with the process, right? Falling in love with the whole aspect of our industry. And I know that a lot of you, man, I want to be there. I want to grow quick. I want to succeed. I want to be an ambassador. And I get all that, right? I want to get my 3. I want to be, commission qualified and earning more than I'm spending. And I get all that too. But part of it is you have to enjoy every step of the way. Enjoy the entire process, right? Enjoy the fact that I'm new and I have no idea what I'm doing, right? I mean, some of my most fond memories, we look back 20, 30 years ago at some of the things we did, the conferences we attended, those first notes we took, who we were learning from, the struggle to go out there and get anybody, the times it went right, the times it didn't go right, and the times like, okay, I feel like an idiot. I mean, the whole thing, right? I mean, just embrace the whole process, right? Embrace reading the book Think and Grow Rich and marking it up, and Atomic Habits and your first year in network marketing and all the other kind of books that you're going to read, right? Embrace the entire process. Just fall in love with the process. And it was John Madden, one of the greatest football coaches that ever existed, famous football coach. If you're not into the NFL, became an announcer. In fact, all the kids today play Madden football. And they named it after him. I mean, he was just iconic. He was kind of like, his face, his persona became synonymous with football, right? And anyway, John Madden, way, way early on predicted that Jerry Rice would become one of the greatest wide receivers in the history of the NFL. And he did, by the way. In fact, he's considered by many to be the greatest wide receiver. But John Madden made that prediction so early in his career. And they said, well, why do you believe that? And he says, well, because the guy's fallen in love with the process. He just can't wait to run through the tires and run the pass plays and do the drills. I mean, he's just fallen in love with the process. And if you just fall in love with the process, right? Catching the game-winning Super Bowl catch, that's second nature, right? You've done it so many times. You've rehearsed it so many times, right? It just becomes second nature. I think a lot of you guys know that, Jalen Maria had a son that, got drafted to the Boston Red Sox straight out of high school. We had a daughter that played, Division I softball, and I built her a batting cage in the backyard. I mean, we had lights in it and the whole 9 yards. And we'd go back there and we'd pitch before we ever went to a game. We were in the batting cage before every game. At night, she would come home and, hey, turn the lights on. Let's go out there and let's do it, right? And the big thing is she was well rehearsed, right? I mean, we used to call it chance favors the prepared mind. She was well rehearsed. I mean, she had fallen in love with the process. Hey, this is what we do this, we do that, right? We kind of go through these simple steps. And if you continue to do the simple steps over and over and over again, they become the building blocks for competency, right? When you get in the game, you're not thinking about how to hold your hand. You've done this so many times. You're not thinking about where to put your feet, right? You're just thinking about, hey, what's the count? What's the situation? You're thinking about that. You're not intimidated because, hey, I've seen this kind of speed before, seen this kind of pitch before. I've done this so many times, right? The moment just becomes natural. Of course, that's what happened for Jerry Rice. The moment became natural. And that's what's going to happen for all of you as we continue to go through this process, as you continue to have conversations with people. You bump into someone at a grocery store. What do I say? I understand that today I don't know what to say. One day you will. One day it'll just be like having a conversation with your best friend, your kids, your mom, your dad. It's just natural conversation. You're not worried. You're not nervous, right? You're just having a dialogue, right? That's where we teach be a human being first, a marketer second, and it all begins by just talking to people and about the things that going on in their life. And from there, we'll unfold the opportunities to share what it is we do.
Yeah, and Todd, you go back to Jeff Olson. I talk about people that I used to use credibility wise. I didn't never use Jeff as a three-way, but Jeff was working with Texas Instruments. Remember that? That was
Sure.
he came from corporate America. He was one of the first big corporate America type of individuals, and there was lots of them. Don't get me wrong, but there was he was one of the first big ones that I knew in the industry. So I would utilize his credibility from Texas Instrument as a corporate executive to help recruit. And then I would show his video to individuals as well. So I never forget that. It just makes you bringing back some memories here today. But again, some of the stuff, guys, the journey that you're going to be going on in this process, you got to understand it's going to be the same journey as if you are going to medical school. You going to university, then going to medical school to become a doctor. It's about the same. Obviously, I think ours is much easier because you don't have to learn all the technical jargon and do all of those things. But as far as from a time perspective, it's going to take you some time for the average person. Now, Mr. David Hart has collapsed time frame with our company, because when you take a look at what the ambassadors get from a perspective of monetary and from the other things that you get, the Louis Vuitton, the trip every year, totally paid for, etc. Obviously, there's some things you can do easier. And let me be clear, there's people that have gone ambassador in the last in the first 6 months, in the first 8 months. So again, but that comparison from getting from point A to point B, it's going to take time. And that's the biggest thing that Todd and I try to get you to understand, that keep doing the right thing even when the wrong thing has happened. You know we have a great product, because what are the two things that we have that I think separate us from everybody else? Number one, we have an amazing product, right, Todd? If the product and service is unbelievable, there's no challenge with, we have amazing deals that can make a difference in a person's life. $49 to Dubai, $29 to Puerto Vallarta, those type of scenarios. I mean, these prices that we have, your guest may not know, your cousin may not understand it, they may not believe it, but if you're in this business, you know that our service is top shelf. People will take more vacations in every year than they will in 2 years than most people take in 10 years. So that is something we have. That's a unique selling proposition. Our products are unbelievable, unmatched to anybody else. The other thing that we have that you got to understand is so valuable, and some of you are new, you maybe not understanding this, but Todd and I maybe hit this a little bit more, is that our compensation plan. There's no compensation plan out there, ladies and gentlemen, that will allow you to have 25 right, 25 left, and these are platinum memberships, and you're going to earn $1,500 to $2,500 every single month, get an incredible ring that other companies make you have to have thousands of people, or you have to earn $100,000 to actually receive that type of ring. Those are two unique selling propositions. And once you understand what you actually have in your hands, that's going to make a huge difference. How many of you in the chat, by writing in the chat, realize that the service that we offer is unbelievable? How many know that the prices we have, you won't find anyone else? Are you anybody out there not clear on that? Let me see who's in there that's writing that in there, that our compensation, that our travel product and service is top shelf. How many of you know that? And how many of you know that, talking to Dave Hart just yesterday, it's going to get even better than it is right now? If you know that, that is half the battle, understanding that you do have something. And just the fact that that person you're talking to, they don't believe it, they don't get it, or for whatever limiting beliefs that they have is causing them to glitch every time that they hear you talk. That doesn't matter. That shouldn't be an issue for you. But our product and our compensation, Todd, are the unique selling propositions of our company, and that makes all the difference in the world. And if you understand that one fact, you will stay in long enough till you get to the point where you're an ambassador, that you're a 1-star, that you're a 2-star, that you're a 3-star, and on and on and on.
Yeah, and that's when we talk about the 4 beliefs so much. The belief in the industry, the belief in the company, the belief in the product, and the belief in yourself. And guys, there's actual trainings out there when you talk amongst leaders, that part of the game is simply keeping all of you in the game long enough so that you can find your success, right? It's simply keeping you. It's almost like kids, right? And I don't mean to be like pretend you guys are kids, but I mean like when you have kids, you're like trying to distract them, like da, 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 da. You just try to distract them, right? Just to keep them from like melting down, and then they get past whatever the thing is, and they're completely fine, right? It's keeping you in the game long enough, right? So that you don't get in your own way or sabotage your own success, or or do this or do that. If I could just keep you in the game long enough, then you're gonna find your groove. You're gonna find that avenue. And that's when we talk about falling in love with the process. Hey, I see we have Stacy on. I'm going to go to Stacy in 2 seconds because she's someone that's absolutely fallen in love with the process. But real quick, I just happen to have the slide nice and handy. For those of you that didn't know, this is Jeff Olson. He wrote the book called The Slight Edge. Phenomenal book. If you've never read that book, hey, take a picture of this slide. And again, it's called The Slight Edge. Jeff Olson, one of the greatest books ever. It's actually spawned many other books, by the way, including Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect, those kinds of things. But again, take a picture of that slide, the Slight Edge. If you're on your phone, just screenshot, right? Just right, screenshot it. You got it right there. When we talk about falling in love with the process real quick, and because we were talking about Jeff, I'm just going to go back to Jeff real quick because he built one of the largest organizations in the entire history of the entire network marketing industry. And he built that organization, right? Not because he did something special, not because he one day just figured it out. And Jeff tells the story, and he's masterful the way he tells the story, right? But he was at Texas, Instruments, as Daryl talked about a moment ago. So he was this, high-powered executive, and he had a corporate job, and all this kind of respectability that goes with working for a big company. Like the time Texas Instruments was a well-known, major, company that you thought of technology, right? And anyway, so Jeff obviously discovers the direct selling industry, falls in love with it, gets involved. And anyway, one day he's trying to build his business, right? And he's just trying to do all the different stuff and find some duplication, find people that are excited. And, he's out there struggling like everybody else. And he happens to hear about this trade show that's going on. So he calls down there, hey, any chance I could become part of the trade show? Well, we're not sure. There's no openings here. They call him back. They said, yes, we have an opening. And so Jeff goes down there, right? And he's down at this trade show, and and he happens to be right across the aisle from a guy that's dressed in a bear suit. Okay, so that's why you see the bear on the screen, right? This guy is dressed up in this big bear suit. And just thinking like, oh my gosh, if the guys from Texas Instruments came by now, I would be so embarrassed, right? Here I am at this trade show across the aisle, some guy dressed up in a bear suit. Anyway, so Jeff's, kind of working on his lines and working on what do I say? What do I do? And, of course, the bear guy's like staring people down as they walk down the aisle. And so Jeff figured out they were kind of like leaning toward Jeff's side of the aisle because they were trying to avoid the bear guy. And so Jeff would kind of keep his back, and then the last second he would turn. And here's his line, Daryl. Would you be interested in some great propaganda? That was his line. Would you be interested in some great propaganda? Well, one of the guys was a doctor. He was a doctor in town. And he says, I think you might be the only honest guy in this place. And so he takes the pamphlet, and, Jeff invites him to the meeting, and, the guy goes, he thinks, yeah, this is great. It's exciting. He signs up, right? And then the doctor doesn't do much. Well, then one day Jeff hears the company's going to be opening up Germany. So he calls everyone on his team. Like, oh, hey, do you know anyone in Germany? Know anyone in Germany? Know anyone in Germany? Hey, we're trying to get stuff over to people that might, be part of the launch. So he calls the doctor. You know anyone in Germany? No, I don't. Anyway, the doctor's out one day in his yard. The neighbor's mowing the grass or having this conversation. He says, hey, do you know anybody in Germany? The guy goes, yeah, I think I know somebody. He's a German. Duh. Anyway, so he gets the name, gets the number, right? He calls Jeff. Hey, I got this guy. He's in Germany. So Jeff gets the number. They call the guy up. They give him the whole presentation. The guy gets excited. He signs up. But then the company has to delay the launch of Germany. He says, hey, why don't you go over to the UK? The guy's like, I know 3 people in the UK. Jeff says, that's 3 more people you can work with than you can work with in Germany. All right. So the guy actually goes to the UK, starts going to the meetings to kind of learn all about the business, right? He's walking from his hotel to the meeting room. One day he's walking home from the meeting. He sees this guy up painting the house. And he stops, ends up having a conversation with the guy, tells him all about the business. The guy signs up. And from there, they built one of the largest organizations in the history of Europe. Now, Jeff goes, you tell me how I figured it out, right? Aha, voila, I know. I've got the answer, guys. Here's what it is. No, all there is fall in love with the process, right? You're either out there every day talking to people, trying this and trying that and doing this and doing that, or you're not. And if you are, great things are going to happen. And I just brought on Stacy, brand new 2-star director. Again, she did it in 2 months. but it's not just the fact that she's a 2-star. It's when you get to hear her talk, when you get to hear her passion, when you get to hear her work ethic, when you get to hear her, vantage point of view, you'll understand she's fallen in love with the process. And guys, she's going to be back here in about 2 seconds. She'll be saying, here's 3-star. Then she'll be back. Here's 4-star. Then she'll be back. Here's Ambassador Stacy. And you're going to say, well, it was obvious. It was obvious. It was obvious to everybody based on the things she was doing every day that this was inevitable that was going to happen. But anyway, let's celebrate what you are for the moment. 2-star director, Miss Stacy Wynn. Stacy, welcome.
Thank you so much, Todd. It's really amazing to be here. I feel so blessed to be part of this company. Thank you for having me on this call. First of all, I want to say thank you to Mr. David Hart and Mrs. Adela Hart for putting together such an incredible opportunity for all of us. And I appreciate all the help, support, and the leadership of Mr. Todd Strand, Mr. Alex Yetro. These leaders are there for me every single day, every step of the way. And of course, a special thanks to a leader who shared this opportunity with me, sponsor me, help me, Miss Irina Penjel Yuga. She is such an amazing leader. So, my story is really simple. I have an IT network engineering background. And when I saw this opportunity, I quickly realized that this company has a very aggressive compensation plan. And on top of that, the company has such a very simple system for anyone and everyone to follow. So I just get right to work. I just started working right away. I listened to all the Zoom presentation from all the top leaders. I listened to Saturday training calls, Monday calls, and I just get right to work and really just working online. I use Facebook Messenger, to reach out to people I know and to reach out to people I don't know. My thing is all about making sparkles. That's what I learned from my mentor, is all about making sparkles with people, because this is really a people business. It's all about relationship marketing. So I try to make sparkles with people, and what that really means is trying to connect with people on another level, not just trying to connect with people, but trying to connect with people on an exciting level, right? And once you're able to do that, you can really share any information that you want to share. So, this is a very simple business, and I am very blessed to have some of the amazing leaders working with me every single day. A quick shout out to Miss Anita Castilla, Miss Tina Norton, and 2 of my amazing leaders in Cartagena, Colombia, my better half, Mr. Adoro Torres Gonzalez and Mr. Jesus Davis. These are amazing, amazing leaders. They make sparkles with me every day. They push me every single day. They get me excited every day. So, I build this business just using Facebook and Facebook Messenger. I like to pick interest and talk to people while I'm laying in my bed. So I have a bed and a desk right next to each other. When people say, hey, let's get on Zoom, I just one step away from Zoom, right? So it's really just sharing the opportunity with people, because people don't know what they don't know, right? So just sharing the information and letting people know, what we see, and what we understand. So just really, that's all I do day in and day out. And, the thing is, my team and I, we just recently started, so we don't really have enough points to travel yet. So we tell ourselves, you know what, let's just focus on building team. Let's just focus on helping people get promoted. And 2024 is going to be an amazing year for all of us. We're going to be able to travel to all of these beautiful destinations and be able to enjoy Travorium, really enjoy Travorium opportunity on another level, right, in 2024. So right now, that's all we do. Everybody is so focused on working and helping people, and really just follow a simple system. And then you see just people are signing up. People realize how incredible this opportunity is. So basically we are looking forward to meet everybody in Miami. We're looking forward to meet our Travorium family in at all of these beautiful destinations. So, we're looking forward what 2024 is going to bring for our team and everyone in Travorium. So I'm super, super excited. So thank you so much for having me on this call.
Stacy, number one, thank you for coming on the call, because I know this is not something that you wanted to do. This is not something that comes natural, right? She's like, no, don't put me
I
on the
just want to
call.
work. I just want to work. I don't want to.
I'm like, Stacy, people need to hear your story, right? But again, when you hear what you just said, I just want to work. I
Yeah.
just want to work. I've
Yeah.
got a bed. Her bed's right next to her desk. You can see her bedpost right there. Her
Yeah.
bed's right next. What else do I need? I have my bed. I have my desk. I have Zoom connection. I don't need anything else. I just want to work. Before she was
Actually, recently my doctor just told me that my cholesterol level is like right at the borderline. So I just added a treadmill to my bedroom. So now I do have everything to take this business to the next level and take my team to the next level. So the
incredible.
treadmill, the desk, and my bed.
Now, if you guys have never seen that movie Rocky 3, right? If you, I know I'm dating myself here, right? Of course, me and Daryl, yeah, Rocky 3. I remember when that came out because that was like in 1984. Right? So you're like, Rocky, what? I mean, but if you ever watched that movie Rocky 3, it was all about Eye of the Tiger, right? It was about getting back to the basics. It's about getting back to the old gym, right? Where not with all of Rocky was literally working out with an orchestra and they were blowing bubbles and he was signing autographs. And his trainer, Mickey's like, what are we doing here? Let's get back to the gym. Let's get back to the sweat and the this and the that, right? Again, that's part of the falling in love with the process. Stacy's like, man, all I need is my bedroom, my desk. I got my treadmill right there. Let's just work. Now, she became 2-star in 2 months. Guys, she was committed to go to Miami a long time ago. Understand, I can't wait to see everybody in Miami. It wasn't like, well, I'm hoping to go to Miami. I'm thinking of going, no, I will see everybody in Miami. It's about making that mental decision, making that mental commitment. It's about falling in love with the process and doing the things you're supposed to do every single day. And Stacy, I just love the whole story. You got to make sparkle. Go create sparkle with people. And it's just so incredible when you shared the story. And again, I just thank you so much for coming on because I know you didn't want to, but you're here.
So much. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Daryl.
Here's a couple of things I just wrote down, and you said it one earlier. I get right to work. So many people get in the business and they get excited and they get a lot of energy, but then they don't go to work. They still get on the couch and they're watching, Netflix. Again, we always say this is network marketing, not Netflix marketing. And we teach people, we're trying to explain this to people, that when you sign up, you've already got 24 hours a day, right? And it's already accounted for, unless you sit down and move some things around, rearrange some things. Because when Stacy wasn't doing Travorium, she was doing some other things, in her life, whether she was doing this or that or the other. But you have to physically move things around and put time for it, just like you do the job that most of you hate, that they barely pay you enough and you barely work hard enough so that they won't fire you, and they, again, pay you just enough so you won't quit. So that's one of the things. I get right to work. She also said she's on all the calls. Did you guys hear that? I'm on all the calls. I'm on the Saturday training all the time. I'm on the Monday corporate call with David Hart. I'm on the leaders Zoom, listening, learning, grabbing information. I know Gary Thompson talks about that being the lifeblood of your business. If you're not connected to these calls on a consistent basis, that's like taking the blood out of your body. And when that happens, you're not going to be around. And she says, I make sparkle with people. And what does that mean? That means basically she's trying to make magic. She's trying to, get them excited about it. She wants them to be excited like she is. And her energy is probably at 100 out of 100. It's up there at 100. Some of your energies, for some of you that are talking to people, your energy might be a little low. It might be a little bit controlled, and you've got to have that sparkle. I love that. And she said all she wants to do is do what? Todd, we're going to talk about this in a minute. She piques interest. People she knows, people she doesn't know. She piques interest. Todd and I have been training on that, for years. And then the last thing that I just took the note down on what she was saying, She's focused, guys. She's not over here, having that magnifying glass and, got the sun behind you and then she's moving it all around. She's got that magnifying glass. She's got the power of the sun right behind her. And then she's aiming it at 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. And people wonder, well, why do some people make it and some people don't make it? Well, she just gave you a great example of why she's gone 2-star in 2 months' time. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Stacey. Congratulations. By the way, need to
Thank you
go.
so
Stacey, you were amazing. Stacey, you were amazing. Say, everybody give Stacey some loves and some hearts and
Thank you.
that a girl. Great job. And I can't wait to have you back.
Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. All you have to do is really just focus. And like you said, fall in love with the process, fall in love with the no's. I have people that block me on Facebook and it's okay. I have people that calling me crazy and it's okay because crazy people make crazy money, right? So thank you so much.
And I'm glad she said that, guys, because
I will spill my tea out.
Yeah, everybody that she talks to, they don't all sign up. So don't think, well, she's got lucky. No, she's got people. I'm glad you said that, Stacey. People block her on Facebook. I've got blocked on Facebook as well. So you're part of the club of getting blocked. If you do that, you got a chance to be successful. Not everyone says no. People think she's crazy. You have to have that type of attitude. If they don't think you're crazy, you're not working hard enough. You're not talking to enough people. I hope people come back and just get the little gems that you just shared here. They're pretty priceless, no question about it. So again, congratulations, guys.
Including crazy people make crazy money. I mean, if you want a line to write down, guys, crazy people make crazy money.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacey. Appreciate it.
Wow, that was a sparkle, Todd.
Yeah. I think she made sparkles with a lot of the partners out there, right? Talk about connecting with people, and guys, that's all it is. You're trying to connect with people, and when you bump into people, we call it, a lot of times we call it form. You want to practice form, FORM, which means friends, occupation, recreation, money, right? And so when you're having conversations with people, right, you can just talk about them. Hey, how you doing? How's your job? How's your career? How's the house? How are the kids? How's the this? How's the that? I mean, you're just having conversation. And in that process of having conversation, you can even gear the conversation toward different kinds of questions that relate to friends, occupation, recreation, and money, right? Oh my gosh, I've not been on a vacation in 6 months. I mean, oh my gosh, I need a vacation. I'm so stressed. I hate my job. I mean, people will tell you the things you need to know. If you have, just 2 ears, 1 mouth, that's a divine clue. Do twice as much listening as you do talking. And that's how you connect with people. That's how you create sparkles with people, right? And then, of course, as Gerald mentioned, you got to be excited. I mean, some of you are like, Todd, I'm really excited about this business. Tell your face that you're excited, right? I know inside you're excited, but you got to tell your face that you're excited. People need to see that you're excited. They need to hear your energy. They need to feel it. Because if you're not excited, how are they going to get excited? You're not even excited. And so again, part of it's just getting that energy level up. Go ahead, Daryl.
Well, no, they're not. I'm just piggybacking on you. They're not going to do that. And sometimes, guys, and again, I know when you're brand new, you have these challenges and issues, and you wonder, are you doing the right thing, talking to people? You have to understand you are doing them a favor by sharing this with them. Imagine, I hear the stories from the Davis family. I hear the story from all of you guys that are out there that you're traveling more, you're traveling better, you're traveling for less. You are doing all of those things. Had you not been with this company, I think Tanya's been on her 40,000th trip or something like that. I think it's in the 40s somewhere. They're in Washington, D.C. right now. Guys, I guarantee, and Tanya, you correct me if I'm wrong, she wouldn't be on those trips had it not been for this amazing company. So again, you are doing the right thing. You do have something special. And that's the first thing. Believe in yourself. And that's the toughest thing, because we brought up in this life, limiting beliefs. We're supposed to get behind one another and just kind of follow people off the cliff. And you've got to change that stinking thinking to a point where, hey, I deserve this. I'm actually giving you something that is special. And that is the gift of travel that will fix the mental challenges for a lot of people, or at least help alleviate it. And then the other thing is the compensation. Now she's earning $1,500 to $2,000, $2,500 a month, and it's going to grow. I mean, how exciting is that when you're doing that? So don't ever let anybody steal your joy. Don't ever let anybody, look at you like, oh, you have to do that now, right? Guys, don't ever feel that way. You are doing something absolutely unbelievable. And if you understand that, it's going to make it that much easier. And when you talk to people, you need to come across with authority, excitement, and energy. And if you do just that alone, you're going to start attracting some people to you. So Todd, we're going to get into that because I know you've got some scripts and things, and we put some things together as well. I had a couple new people that just had signed up. This is how it happened. And one had signed up his, not wife, but his girlfriend, fiance. And well, what does she need to do? And I said, well, we've got all this stuff, but let me put something real quick together, something simple that a brand new person could actually use right this second and go out and start making sales, go out and start piquing people's interest. So let's get into that here whenever you're ready, buddy.
Yeah, just one last thing I wanted to comment on, because you made, and it goes back to what Stacy said, that people might think that she's crazy, right? And crazy people make crazy money. But it's a matter of perspective, because sometimes the reason we don't go out and boldly share with people what we're doing is because it's maybe a little bit outside the norm, right? We're taught, go to school, get a degree, get a job, right? It's all going to be okay. Well, people are figuring out that it's not going to be okay, right? It's not going to be okay. And that model is no longer working, but it's still the traditional accepted model. And sometimes it's a matter of perspective. So guys, I want you to think about this for a moment. When you go work a regular job, right? And there's nothing wrong with working a job, and we have to make money. We have to pay the bills, put a roof over our head. Very, very, very important. But eventually you have to graduate, from I exchange time for money to I have money that's coming in whether I work or not. And that's a piece that's not being taught. But let me back up even for a moment, because no matter what you do, you're going to work hard. Even if you're the guy at McDonald's, you're the head French fry guy, okay? So you're here, I'm the head French fry guy, got the hat, French fry supervisor, right? Well, even if you're at McDonald's, right? You got the hot grease, and the grease is splattered all over the place. You ever cook bacon that starts landing on you? That hurts, right? I mean, I got this hot thing of grease that's splattering. It's hot. I'm dripping sweat. There's a line of cars at lunch around the building, right? People are hungry. They're cranky. They've only got an hour for lunch. Where's my food? People are yelling. I mean, the pressure's on to get the fries out and get them sold to do this and do that. Even if you're the French fry guy, you're working your butt off. But no matter what job you do, you're working hard. But I want you to think about this for a moment, because this is just perspective. Whatever job you take, your boss basically says, okay, I'm going to hire you. And I just want to let you know something, okay? I absolutely promise you, okay? I absolutely guarantee you, I will certify now before God, your dreams will never come true here. Your dreams will never, ever come true here at a regular job. That's what they promise you up front, guaranteed. Never going to happen. Maybe you can put some food on the table this week. Maybe you got just enough to stay ahead of the creditors. Good job. Keep running on that treadmill. But you will never, ever have your dreams come true. And if you go to a place like Stacy, where your dreams can come true, Travorium, because you're going to work hard no matter what you do. I don't care if you're doing French fries, or if you're like Stacy on the treadmill talking to people, right? She's working hard. So is the French fry guy. But here, Stacy has the chance to have her dreams come true. And that's considered crazy? Yeah. Really? I mean, what school did you go to? I mean, whose side are you on? And so again, just a matter of perspective when we talk about crazy. Now, as you mentioned there, let's get into some scripts here. But I know we got Coach D on here too, right? Coach, I don't know if you're on here, because I know that sometimes we log in and we're on, or if you actually wanted to come on, just turn on your camera anytime you were. There she is. All right. We got Coach here too. Good morning, Coach D.
Good morning. Y'all are on fire tonight. Today, this morning, we just got off a training with our team on the back office. I want to say congratulations to Stacy. Today is actually my 6th anniversary. I usually come in the back and listen anyway. I like to listen. My computer automatically does it. But
6 years. 6 years here.
Today.
Wow. Guys, if there's one tip that you take away from this entire training today, it's stick and stay. It's her line, Coach D. I mean, she's the one that coined that line, but she's the living exemplary model of stick and stay. The very fact she's here 6 years later, man, I wonder why that lady's making all that money. She just told you, you got to stick around long enough. Go back. Go ahead, Coach D. I just want to point that out. Congratulations. That's huge.
We actually launched on a Friday. I never forget it. I was counting in my back office how many people actually were here on that particular day. And I could only find 4. And 1 I inherited. So, well, 2 I inherited from my former leader, that we all stayed. So I want to give a shout out to Brenda Stallworth, Kenneth Curtis, myself, Sherry Bracy, and Christine. All of those people are out of the 1,400 folks that's in my back office are the 5 that have been here since November 4th of 2000.
Was Adrian Curtis here too at that time?
Who?
Adrian, Kenneth's cousin?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm talking about that November 4th.
Okay, sure.
Right? November 4th. And so out of all of those people, and that's amazing to me. Now there's some people who came in this 5th, the 6th, right? There's people who came in a year later, but those people are the only ones that started on that particular day. What does that say? That says that all of what Stacy was talking about, the importance of staying. And so I was telling the team, I said, if I knew what I knew now, what would I have done differently? There are some things that I would have done differently. One, I would have been more persistent upon ranking up, right? Because we didn't have the things and the products that we have now. So 1, I will be more persistent. 2, you want to go for what you really want, right? And at that time, I really wanted to go 2-star director. 2-star director was a pivotal position in our company at that time. I remember when I first met Todd, went to about 2 or 3, maybe 3 2-star director events, right? Because that was the pivotal position. And I still believe that it is the pivotal position in our company right now. And then, so I would go for what I really wanted. To all the partners out there, go for what you really want. Don't downsize your dream for someone else. Don't even, because you're going to come across people even in the business who don't believe, who don't believe what you believe, right? Who don't believe that you can do it. There were many people who did not believe, especially at my age, that I could do it. So I would just say, don't downsize your dreams for someone else, right? Even if they attempt, even if sometimes you have team members, you have leaders, you have people. I've had leaders to come and go and dip and dap, right? They didn't believe, so they're not here. You understand? And so you want to make sure you do that. And then the other thing I would say is that you want to place, be in a position where you really understand what it means to really work in this field. So if you're going to be in this company and you're going to be a builder, because most people that's on this call now is a builder, you want to learn how to build, and what I found for my particular team is that many of the people who come in, they come in to travel, but they don't come in to build, or they don't know how to build. And we have to be more persistent in teaching people the principles of network marketing. Right. And so if I was to do something different, which is what I do now, I try to teach people the principles, the ABCs of network marketing. One of the other things is I don't owe nobody nothing. Know that you don't owe anybody nothing. You don't owe them no explanations. A lot of times people would discourage me. Stacy, they told me I was crazy. This is a scam. Even my family members, right? But now I'm a double 6-figure earner. Shame on them, right? Shame on them for even saying that, right? And whether it takes you 1 year, 6 months, most people, it don't take 6 months. You got to be real super special to get that done in a couple of months. And so, but it just depends on you, right? But You don't owe nobody no explanations. I had to learn that. I don't owe you an explanation. All I need to do is do the work, right? So go for what you know. Make sure you're in a good position and understand the position that you're in. I make everybody, I tell everybody on my team, you got to always know what your position is in your back office. If you don't know how many people you need to get, especially platinums, to get from point A to point B, then it's like driving a car and not having it on a GPS. And then you want to build a foundation here that will last 10 years from now. And so I'm 6 years in, and I'm looking to, I told David Hart the other day, I plan to live to at least 85, 86, 87. I mean, my aunt is 87 and my mama 85, and they in Vegas hanging out. Right? So, and they still, driving. They drove from Los Angeles to Vegas. So y'all won't get rid of me that quick. I'll still be around 10 years from now. Right? So you want to build a foundation, and you want to be with a company that going to be here. One of the things that my husband loved about this business, who was not a believer in network marketing, is that he believed in David Hart, Adela Hart, and he believed that this company would be here long enough to take care of his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren. He believed that. And it was because of the heart of the leader. So you want to make sure that you're in that. And the last thing that I would say is you want to build a life and not a career. This is my life. This is not my career, right? So when you start messing with my life, you start messing with me. And I ain't going to let you kill me, right? I ain't going to let you take me out, right? It's just like when they told me I had melanary thyroid cancer last year. And so I sat there in the doctor's office, and she looked, and she wanted a reaction from me. And I wouldn't give her now. I was like, well, what do you need to do? What is it that you want me to do or say? Right? I'm not going to die. This thing is not unto death. And that's what you got to say in this business. When people come to tell you crazy things, even on your team, you got to say, this thing is not unto death. You may not understand it. Sometimes I don't understand the decisions that my leaders make. Sometimes I don't understand the decisions that some of my team members make. But at the end of the day, this is my life. It's not a career for me. I want to see everybody win. And once you want to see everybody win, you do this thing different, don't you, Daryl? When you want to see people win and see people's lives change. See, I get excited. I don't get no sleep when I know somebody finna rank up. I don't. They know, my team know that. I watch the clock because I don't want no stuff. I take a screenshot because I want to make sure that the person went direct or 1-star, 2-star. And when they get the 2-star, because that is a pivotal position, $18,000 to $30,000 will change anybody's life. If they're only making $50,000 a year, which is the average American income. So those are some of the things that I would do different. I just am so excited to be here 6 years. I mean, many didn't make it. I kept singing this song in my head last. Many didn't make it, but I was one of the ones who did. Right? Many started with me, but they didn't stay. They didn't stick and stay, Ty. You're here. Daryl and Maria's here. They're seeing the evidence of it. And we pioneered a lot of things. We pioneered a lot of things. And so now, and I told them this morning on my team training, I said, back then we got beans and cornbread. That may not mean nothing for some of y'all.
I know beans and cornbread.
You need to take chitlins.
There were no filet mignon back then. It was only all we could afford is hot dogs, beans, and cornbread.
Right now we eat steak and lobster, right? We in the steak and lobster. Like Gracie and Ava, when we were in Colombia, they asked them, did they want some chicken fingers? They say, no, sir, no, thank you. I would like lobster, please. Right? And they 6 and 4. So we in the steak and lobster category in Travorium. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. And one of the last things, and this is, a preacher get 3 closes, but one of the last things is know that in this business, you're going to be misunderstood. Jim Rome has this thing that says, I think everybody should experience defeat at least one time during their career. And you learn a lot from it. You learn a lot from being misunderstood. You learn a lot from the struggle of building the business. You know, you learn the struggle, because a lot of times people come in and they've been made promises. I don't make anybody promises, or you're going to get this or you're going to get that. No, you got to build a business. If you do the work, you will feel a whole lot better when you hit the top. Because when I hit the top, I don't owe nobody nothing.
Wow.
All right. So do the work. Do the work.
Thank you. Guys, at times, there's just been so many nuggets that she said that this whole training is just full of little nuggets. And unfortunately, if you're brand new here, or even if you've been here a while, you're going to miss some of them because it sounded great and you kind of plotted, you nodded your head. But until you go back to listen what she said and listen to some of the idiosyncrasies, things that she brought up, guys, that's going to be the big difference out there. And one of the things that I just want to expand on this, when you talk about success, we're grown up, you know, obviously in America here, and it's all about success. You got to be successful, and this is what you need to do, or you follow the leader, etc. Guys, the one thing that I've learned in just over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years or so is that, you know, when there's an up, and it's always connected with a down. There's an in, and there's always connected with an out, right? We already know that. So if you understand what I'm about to say right now, when you have success, to get to success, you have to have failure. It is part of the strategy. Again, just like up, there's down, there's ins, there's out. Success and failure. We don't teach people that. The last several years, we've really been into that. We changed our relationship with failure. If you're not having failure, you're not growing. If you're not having failure, you're not learning. And if you understand that failure is part and parcel to what you need to do to create success, guys, you're missing the point. If you think you're supposed to just get in and just go straight to the top like that, then you're missing the point. Embrace failure. It is a learning tool and a trait that causes all of us to get here. Todd talked last week about I was broke, dusted, and busted. I think that's how
broke, busted, and disgusted.
Yeah, broke, busted, and disgusted. Todd described himself that way. I do got to get that microphone so only I can hear that instead of everybody else. Right. But she helps me so much. It's truly amazing. So again, did you understand that Dave Hart didn't sponsor anybody for 3 years? This doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen without failure. If you embrace failure, ladies and failure, she's laughing at me now. You should see her. She's cracking up the way I pronounce that. If you embrace failure, guys, the success is going to happen as long as you learn from it and it doesn't knock you out of the park.
Well, it's not even just embracing it, it's actually doubling your rate of failure. Some of the biggest corporations in the world have learned, you know, from McKinsey and Company, some of the biggest think tanks and Fortune 500 consultants, right? If you want to grow faster, double your rate of failure, because, exactly, you know, success is where you want to go, but the process, I've tried this, tried that. I failed this, failed that. Voila, I found the thing that worked, right? If you want to succeed, you got to double your rate of failure. But so many people are so afraid of striking out that they just sit in the dugout. They don't even come to the plate and take a swing. And in entrepreneurship, it's not 3 strikes you're out. You have unlimited swings. As Gerald says all the time, this isn't like being a doctor where I can only mess up maybe once, maybe twice. Then they take my license away. If I'm an attorney, I can only mess up once or twice. They take my license away. Here, you can fail miserably over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And even a blind squirrel gets a nut now and then. You bump into a Coach D and shazam, her business blows up. And guess what? You just succeeded in a massive way. Coach, you were going to say something?
I just wanted to say that, you know, I appreciate all of all the struggle. I mean, I just want people to understand that, you know, because sometimes they see our glory, but they don't know our story, right? Mm-hmm. They you know, and so people come in and think, and that's why I think network marketing sometimes get a bad name, because people try to make it seem like, oh, come in and recruit, and you're going to make all of this money, and it doesn't. Right. You're going to make, that may not happen for you. And it's okay. You got to pay. Sometimes you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And one of the things, if you set it up, if you do the work and you set it up properly, you can be like, and I want to give a shout out to my husband. I got to look at his start date, but I want to give a shout out to my husband who is in heaven, and he's 13 people away from 1-star ambassador. So I keep telling the team, if a dead man, I know, ain't that something? If a dead man business can build organically, right? But he has some amazing people who came into his book of business. You never know who's going to land in your book of business. Now, I wish they would have came on the other side of my book of business, but it's okay, right?
It's still your book of business. It's still your
book of business.
Book of business, right? And when I went to his back office today, it says Deborah Taylor, trustee. I'm the trustee of his business. So I guess in 13 people, I'll be a 1-star ambassador, and it's all good, you know. And I'll be, what will I be then, Ty? Because you always come up with these clever names.
You'll be a triple ambassador.
I'll be a triple ambassador, right? And so I just want to say, be encouraged, but y'all stay long enough. Get with your leaders, get with your sponsors. Find somebody that can really, that has, as David would say, have interest in your financial success, and work and really work with them. But follow the system, be integral, be committed, and be consistent. And I just want to close with, I just really had to say that. But if a man who ain't here can build a book of business and go 1-star ambassador, it says a lot about the integrity of this company. And I have network marketers that keep trying to recruit me, put me in their company, because they really don't believe. They ask me this question all the time: do you really get paid? Man, do I really get paid? Gracie and Ava is set for the rest of their life. We really get paid, and we even get the power up bonus. So we really get paid, and that says a lot about the integrity, the legacy of Travorium. God bless.
Wow.
Well, hold on real quick, Coach. I know that we're off script, guys. We're gonna do some scripts today, but I fervently believe, I mean, at the depth of my being, that what Coach D just said about the story of, you know, her and, you know, Pastor Guy, who passed away, and then that business being inherited by Ava and Gracie, who are 4 and 6, that should be taught in every single school curriculum, starting at high school and college, everywhere in the world. Because again, that's not the way it works for most people. That's not what they've been taught. If they were taught, wait a minute, hold on, you're telling me I can start a business that begins to grow. I'm a 2-star director, making a couple grand a month. And even if I die, right, pass away, something happens to me, that money keeps coming in. That money goes to people I know, love, and care about. And that money not only keeps coming in, it can grow from 2 grand a month to, you know, 1-star ambassador, 13 grand a month. I mean, how come that is not being taught in schools? That again, not only can the money keep coming in, the money can grow. And what he did was not just build this business where I get paid every Friday, whether I work or not. I get paid every Friday, whether I'm alive or not, right? But I've now set my grandkids up. They're 4 and 6. They don't get to touch the money till they're 20-something, right? That money goes into an account every month being invested. He's made them millionairesses. He's changed his families because they're going to have privileges. I mean, they've already got the mindset. I don't want chicken fingers. I want steak and lobster. Why? Because I can afford it. We've already changed the mindset, already changed the expectation of what we can do in life. Not to mention they got the money to back it up. Why is that not being taught in school? Why is it so great that, you know, if something happens to you, we just quit paying you and enjoy unemployment? Maybe you can go get a check from the government. Maybe they'll help you out. I mean, that's good. This is bad. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I hope your family makes it when you pass away. Yeah, I'm sorry, we can't keep giving you the check.
Sorry that happened, but good luck to you.
Family. Yeah, exactly. Well, again, guys, what we just talked about earlier is fail your way to the top. This is the only industry I know you can literally fail your way to the top. And I don't want to use this, but I'm going to say die your way to the top too. I mean, we've proven that. I've been in this industry 35 years, 36 years now, and there's no other company that I've ever seen this. And I say it all the time, and Edis just said it on the chat area, is that, you know, basically the worst thing that's going to happen to you the worst thing that's going to happen to all of you is you're going to take 2, 3, 4 amazing vacations every single year. That is the worst thing. Now, if you're platinum, you're going to get, let's say, 2 world tours, or you can get 2 of the getaways, or 1 world tour, 1 of the getaways. But guys, that's not it. Maria and I use the travel site all the time, and we're saving 200, 500, 1,000. The San Diego trip on booking.com off the travel site, no points included, was $1,500 on booking.com, and it was $500, same room, same date, same everything on our site. So that's $1,000 saving. So that's why I say 2 to 5 minimum trips every single year while you are learning the principles of network marketing, while you're learning how to pique somebody's interest, while you're learning how to go through the process and why you need to attend events, etc. That is the worst thing. So Edis, I'm glad you brought that up. I say it normally all the time, but that is the worst thing. And for most of you out there, for most people that I've talked to, they don't take 2 to 5 trips every single year. They may take a trip every 5 years, but they're not doing it 2 to 5 years. And you look at Tanya, 45, 46 different trips. I mean, her life is totally changed because she simply signed up. And the last thing is that he did this, Pastor Guy did this with a $329 investment. That's all it took, and some elbow grease to get this thing up and going, and some stick-to-itiveness to get it up and going. You're not going to do that. You don't have to be a Rockefeller and have a $1 billion company. And yes, some of the legacy transfers down to your child. $329, and he set up his family for generations.
So think about the contrast. You can go to school and go $100,000 in debt. So I got generational debt, right? Because I'm $100,000 in debt because I went to school to get this piece of paper that pays me a job that can barely pay for the debt, by the way. In fact, there's a great article there. I was going to forward this to you, and I'll forward it to you too, Coach D. I sent it to myself last night. I read it, and when I read the article, I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are unequivocally making the case. The great wealth transfer isn't 72 trillion, but 129 trillion. B of A says the government gave most of da. As you read this article, and I'll forward it to any one of you guys that want it. As you read the article, there's parts in here, they are advocating exactly what we're advocating every single day. This came from Yahoo. I think it's on Yahoo. Yahoo Finance, right? Advocating the stuff that we're advocating. But anyway, people are going $100,000 in debt. They can't even afford to pay back the debt. They're living at home with their parents. So they got this debt I can't pay back because the job I got for that debt doesn't really pay enough for me to buy a house and do this and do that and pay back the debt. But I'm $100,000 in debt to do that life. Or when I said this should be taught in school, or there's an alternative life that you guys have never heard about, but for $329, not $100,000, $329, you can come over here and build a business that'll keep paying you even if you die, right? And so give people the contrast, give people the option. And tell me about that 329 thing again. I mean, that sounds a lot better than the $100,000 plan, right? That 329 where I go on the 5 vacations, right? Like Tanya Evans, and go on the 30 vacations like Kyle Thrower. That 329 plan where I can do what I want, when I want, with whom I want, anytime I want, where I can build freedom and my dreams can come true, versus the $100,000 in debt where they promise me, guarantee me, certify me, your dreams will never, ever come true working here. And if you die, we'll quit paying you. But welcome to the team. I mean, show people the contrast, right? I mean, that's part of the point, guys. When you get this inside of you,
you don't even have to pass. It is willable and transferable. Correct. So at 2-star director, it's transferable. So if you want to transfer it to your kids or whoever and build another, I mean, it's transferable. So I don't want people to leave with the impression that you have to pass. But that was a conversation that David and Guy used to have about legacy. That was what made Guy want to call our team Legacy, because he wanted to leave legacy. Him and David talked Monday about legacy, right? So that was their conversation. And his conversation was, these are my children, these are my sons, these are my grandchildren. Guy and him, then we would have this conversation. So the whole thing was about leaving legacy. And so Guy wanted to know, what happens Well, can you transfer it? When can you leave this legacy, right? And David told him a 2-star director, right? So at 2-star director, you don't have to pass. He just happened to pass away at 2-star director, but I don't want people under the impression you gotta die for this thing to transfer. This thing is powerful. It is powerful, and I don't think we talk about it enough, how powerful it is, right? And so what the Lord has given me is to begin to talk more about this 329, 300. Somebody got mad at me because I said it's a $300 decision.
Yeah, right.
It's a $300 decision. I ain't got to jump through hoops and leap over no walls for a $300 decision. Either you will or you won't. That's the bottom line,
Exactly.
right? It's a $300 decision, but if it's a $300 decision, you're creating a lifeline and a bloodline, and we need to talk about that. And you're going on amazing vacations. You give the opportunity to create generational legacy wealth. You get an opportunity to expand. Ava called me yesterday. Now, Ava's the 4-year-old great-granddaughter. She called me yesterday to tell me she don't want to go to Paris no more. She want to go to Hawaii. How do you decide you want to go to Hawaii at 4? Gigi, I don't want to go to Paris. Gracie wants to go to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower, but I want to go to Hawaii. And I'm like, Ava, why do you want to go to Hawaii? Because I heard the Travorium, they went to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. So, and I told her grandmother, who has a site, I said, well, you can go to Hawaii, because in our back office, I'm sure it's going to be there this year again. And you and Ava can go to Hawaii. I ain't going to Hawaii with Ava, right? But how does a 4-year-old, my grandchildren, when they're supposed to be playing dolls and all of that, they're playing travel. They're taking their dolls to the Eiffel Tower. They're taking their dolls to Mexico. They're taking their dolls to Colombia. So when Gracie,
they're dreaming bigger dreams. They're thinking bigger.
Yes, they're thinking bigger at 4 and 6. So can you imagine when they turn 18? And we have to do that for our families. We have to do that for our children, y'all. We have to give them bigger dreams and expand their mind to help them to think that their little box in their neighborhood and in their city, especially, and I'm just going to say this for me personally, for our children that live in the hood, that live in the inner city, we have to give them a better expansion of what they can do. And Jennifer Davis has had a format that she was going to use when she first came in this business called 50 by 12, to take 12 junior high school students to 50 states within 4 years through Travorium. We got to expand people's minds. And so I hope that, and I don't even know how we got on this today, but I just really feel like in my 6th year, as I go into another decade, whatever it's called, that we need to expand our children's mind, expand our minds. Some of you got to expand your mind. Like you say, I'll travel, but I don't want to go out of the country. Well, there's a lot of stuff to see in the United States. Go somewhere, do something. And so I just want to say that. I just didn't want us to leave with people saying, oh, new people. We got a lot of new people that you got to die in order for this to become transferable. You do not.
No, there was a huge point. By the way, you brought up again that today's your 6-year anniversary, right? Well, by the way, today is my granddaughter's 1-year anniversary. She turned 1 year old today.
Oh my!
So we're going to the birthday party here in a little bit, but we love her to death, Miss Aaliyah. So anyway, I just realized that you and her have the same anniversary date. You for in the business and her for in the world.
Yeah.
Hey, Daryl, we'll give you the final word, my friend.
Again, great training, great information. Again, from everybody that showed up. Thank you, Coach D, for coming on. Guys, understand what you have in your hands. You have something very special. You can do it. There's no question about it. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but if you set your goal and desire, and you desire to succeed, to win, there's not one person on here that cannot become an ambassador in the next 2 to 5 years. There's not one of you that can't become an ambassador in the next 2 to 5 years. Well, what do you have to do? You have to do some of the things we talked about here today. You have to plug in consistently. You have to make time for your business. You can't expect it to happen overnight. Again, we talk about the plateau of latent potential, the valley of disappointment. You got to understand what you're actually going to fall or what the challenges you are going to have. But if you've got the leadership and you know who we are, all the people out there that are your leaders, you need to contact us. You need to let us know that, hey, I'm in it to win it, guys. I'm I've been kind of playing a little bit, but now, I'm raising my hand. I want to put you on notice to take this to the next level. So are you ready to seize control of your life? If you're ready to seize control of your life, write it in there. I'm ready to seize control. I'm ready to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until I reach my goal. So let's go ahead and do this, guys. Make it a terrific, unbelievable weekend. If we can help you in any way, please let us know. Todd, you are the very best on the planet, and it is a pleasure and an honor to work with you daily, not only on Saturdays. We're on the phone daily. Appreciate you so much.
Likewise, Joe. Guys, don't forget we got the fireside chat tomorrow night, 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock East Coast time. We got Pastor Mel, triple ambassador Deborah on there, right? I mean, guys, all you have to do is plug people in and let them make people sparkle. Stacy, congratulations to you. Thank you for being here with us. Coach D, happy anniversary. And guys, we'll see you guys on tomorrow night's call. God bless. Bye, everybody.
Awesome.